Yo, it's Captain. I need an intro. It's Captain coming at you. We're gonna do, and today is gonna be a short video. Well, I think. This is a Noita First Impressions. I played Noita on stream today, and the reason I think it's gonna be a short video is because I didn't have a great time. I don't think the game's for me, okay? So I don't want to spend like a long time telling you the game's trash or something because I don't think it's trash. If you look on the Steam reviews, it's overwhelmingly positive. Like people love this game. And I didn't like have any problems with the game, and I haven't played it for long enough. I think it's like 4 hours. So I don't know, I'm doing stream stuff. So probably like 3 hours of gameplay. Uh you know, so I haven't really like dug deep enough into it to be able to tell you any deep game design problems or anything like that, right? It's just the first impressions. And but I can say I just had a great deal of trouble trying to find any like the fun part of the game, let's put it that way. um what can I say about it? What can I say about it? It's I did set this up to show video, and I don't know if I should. Here, I'll show you like a little bit of video. Here, I did this. I don't know if this is any good. We'll try this out. This is just a stream in the background, so you can see it a little bit. I don't know if I'll leave it on the whole time, but you can kind of see what kind of game it is. It's it's like 2D, and it's kind of set up like Terraria. You're going around and you're a wizard, right? And you shoot spells, and that's and you die a lot. That's kind of what it is. You're trying to get deeper into the mine. You're trying to go. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like I said, I had a lot of trouble trying to figure this out because this game doesn't tell you anything. It is a roguelike, and it leans very heavily on the rogue part. A lot of roguelikes these days, uh, they make it really, you know, roguelike used to be a genre, and then lately it's got a lot of development and kind of has become a different genre. It's not really different, it's just it's expanded, and it's become a lot less punishing, and there's a lot more things that are explained. So there's still the there's still the permadeath, there's still the randomization. This is what I worried about. The game's just gonna stop at random points. Here, I'll bring it back here until I see it moving again, because I'm doing stream stuff, right? The game's gonna give you randomization. It's gonna give you permadeath, and you're gonna like try to get so far in a run before it resets. But the more modern incarnations, they make it a lot less punishing. They make it a lot less esoteric, and they make it so you feel like you're really getting progress even though you're dying. As far as I know, I've never played the original Rogue. I mean, it inspired things like Diablo and stuff, but as far as I know, the original Rogue didn't really like save anything. You didn't get any meta progress. You just saw how far you could get. And when you died, well, it was over. It was like an arcade. Like put it in a new quarter and start again, right? In a lot of ways, they're like arcade games. But this one leans very heavily on the Rogue. It doesn't tell you anything at all. You have no idea. You saw right at the beginning where it showed you how to like jump. It showed you how to shoot. Actually, it didn't even show you how to shoot. It showed you how to jump. It showed you how to switch between your wands, because it's got a Terraria like or a Minecraft like mechanic where you've got a hot bar where you select different different wands and different things you can do. And that's what it is. You have your wands. They have all these crazy stats on them. You have the spells you put in the wands, and it has all that cool stuff. And that's the cool part of the game. And then you pick up items, and then that's it. It's just like Everything you touch in this game kills you, and you die very quickly. And so you're just thrown in, and you're just trying to figure out, how do I not die? It's just, I didn't want to shoot anything, because half the time my own wands would kill me. I didn't want to like go anywhere or touch anything, because half the environment would kill me. Here, we're moving again. I'll put this back on. Half the environment would kill me. The enemies would kill me, so I didn't want to engage them very often because they were hard to do. People said it's harder to aim on the controller, and so I was giving myself some problems with that, like dealing with the enemies and stuff. This is later in the stream, so I live kind of longer. But I mean, it was not uncommon for me to just die in like 30 seconds and then do it again. Right? You don't want to just like see the fire, see the fire. You touch the fire, you're on fire, and then you have to like move over to your water bottle and like pour it down and to put out the fire. And if you don't do that, and then like people are shooting at you the whole time, the whole time, so you're losing health anyways. So it's just a mess. It's just a constant mess of you dying and not knowing what's happening, and nothing is explained to you. And I think that's the part. I think that's the part that will appeal to people. There you go. You say it died. I think that's the part that will appeal to people. If you really liked that original rogue kind of thing, and you feel like the new roguelikes are too easy or they give you too much, you know, it's like, oh, it tells me the potion. I just want it to tell me it's green, and I don't know if it'll kill me or not until I drink it, and then I die, and then I know for the next run not to drink the green potions. Right? That's what rogue's like. So if you want more that kind of thing, where you just don't know anything, and you just die until you figure it out, this, I think, is what's going to appeal to you. I think this is the kind of thing that's going to appeal to you. The other thing, I hate that. I'm gonna be real honest. I hate that. The other thing, all right, it's distracting me here. I'm gonna turn it off. I don't know. I don't know. I've been told it's. I've been trying to keep. I'm trying to keep these more interesting. I don't really want to do any editing because I don't have time. So I'm trying to find a different way to do it. There, I'll put it. Maybe I'll put it back on another point. But it's distracting me. Let me know. Let me know if you like the video or not. I even lost my train of thought. But it's going to appeal to the more rogue stuff where you just don't know anything, you don't know what you're doing, you have no idea what's going on. I'm even going to have to pause this over here. And you just get to find out. So I don't like that. It drives me nuts. I actually felt disengaged to try to do anything because everything I did would just instantly kill me. So I didn't want to do anything. It seemed like when you got to, if you get far enough down, you get to one of the classic roguelike things where you kind of beat that area, and then you get to pick some passive skills. You get to pick 1 of 3 passive skills. You get you get a shop. You get a chance to buy some wands. And I think there's something else you can do there. Oh, and you can switch out your spells in between your wands. This, I think, is what was the really cool part of the game. I think this was cool. So getting the different passive skills was a lot of fun. They were varied. They were quite varied. And I will say that's a strength of the game. A lot of roguelikes can... I haven't played a whole bunch because it's not... The genre kind of upsets me. But I feel like a lot of them can get really samey and really dull, and the genre really shines when stuff just goes crazy and you just never know what's going to happen. And I will say this game feels really good about that. There was a lot of... I died and saw the first part a whole bunch of times, and I felt like there was a lot of variety. I felt like it was a little different every time, and I felt like the stuff you can get just can go really crazy. The passives, the little choose 3 from 3 passives seemed really interesting. They weren't like boring you stat ups or anything. They were like projectiles phase through you, or sometimes what was it? Sometimes you eat a projectile. They were like all your stuff bounces. It had like really wild stuff. I could pull it up and look at them to give you better examples, but it had interesting things. And the wands, The wands and the spells were interesting. There seemed to be a lot of them. They did all sorts of different things. You could combine them in different ways. Like the wand held spells, and the way the wands had all these different stats on how it activated the spells, and then you had a bunch of different slots where you could put the spells. So you could put whatever spells you wanted in there, and some of the spells were just like spell modifiers, like it would shoot two, or shoot at an angle, or have sparkle effects, or have a flame trail. It was like different projectiles and different modifiers, and then the wand itself would shoot the projectiles in different ways, different fire rates, different kinds of things like that. So the really cool part for me, and I think another appeal the game would have, is all the messing around with customizing your spells and trying to find fun builds, right? One of the issues for me was you could only do that in that clear area. So to me, the game didn't happen until you got to a clear area. So even the first area, I was just like, well, I can't do anything in the first area. I've got my default wand. It sucks. Everything I touch kills me. I just need to try to get to that first clear area as fast as possible. If I'm lucky, I will have got some gold along the way. I can buy a new wand. Maybe I'll get a cool passive, or I can at the very least switch around my spells, because the first two wands they give you, and this was a tip for me, I was given in chat. The first two wands they give you, all you have to do is switch the spells between them, and the second wand has a really high rate of fire, but it doesn't have any good spell on it. So you can just take your attack spell, put it in your high rate of fire wand, and all of a sudden you have a really good wand with just from the two default wands for just making it to the clear area where it allows you to move the spells around. Like that was a game. So it's just, to me, it was just like the whole first area is invalidated. I can't do anything in it, and it kills me. So I just need to get through it as fast as possible. And then it became annoying. It's like, why am I even doing that? Why am I even playing the first area? It just becomes an opportunity for me to die. So the trying out the different spells was cool. Messing around with all that stuff was really cool. And I would say the exploration is cool. It's set up like a Terraria kind of exploration, and that was interesting and fun. However, for me personally, every time I tried to explore anything, I would just die. I didn't feel like it was. I was kind of like, you had all this convoluted stuff where there was poison on the ground, which is a little bit hard to tell the difference between the poison and the grass. And if you got poison, you were in trouble, and you just switch to your water bottle and try to try to douse yourself with the water. And I had another tip in chat. You can turn the poison into water by just throwing water all over it, and then it's kind of safe. So to me, you have all these cool spells, but the most useful thing you can do is tab over to your water bottle and just use that all the time. But you can't attack anybody during that. So so I'm just like, what am I doing? I can't do the spells. I can't explore because I'm dying. Here, let me put the video back on. Here, let me show you this. I don't want to whine too much. I think, because like I said, I think it's a great game for people who are into this kind of stuff. If you really like the spell mixing, if you really like not knowing anything and figuring it out with fun and chaos, because you never know when you're gonna die and it's silly and fun, like this would be great. You'd probably have a good time with that. If you think games are fun when you never know you're gonna die in the next heartbeat, like you like hardcore modes and stuff, I think you'd have a great time with that. To me, it seemed like it was always against itself, and I never got to do what I wanted to do because I was just dying and under the threat of death. Under the threat of death, and it was, I did not have a great time. I do not like roguelikes. There's a lot of cool games that are coming out of roguelikes, and I play them because I think a lot of the cool development is in that genre. But I play them anyways. I play them like in spite of beat. Like I like Hades, but I put up with its roguelike stuff. Here I turned into a worm. I don't know how I turned into a worm. I thought I got eaten by a worm. People told me I turned into a worm, and it took me to the clear area. I don't know how any of that happened. I don't understand anything. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But if you want to figure that stuff out. If you're like, whoa, that's cool, I want to figure that out. I want to find the hidden knowledge, and then I want to use that hidden knowledge to really customize my experience. Because you see, I'm messing with the wands here. You can really customize your experience. If you want to use, like, I want to learn the knowledge, and then I want to use that, and then I want to use that to go from being terrible at the game to being great at the game. All right, I think I've stopped to do stream stuff again, so let me bring you back here. It's either that or I click through the video a lot. Oh, it's fuck it. I came back. There you go. This is. Let me know if this is a disaster. So if you want to, like, you learn the knowledge and then use the knowledge and then become a master at the game, like, this game will let you do that. I will tell you, so it's the shop, and all right, here, I'll go back to this because I'm going to tell you a story. It's not going to be related to what's playing. I will tell you, the coolest thing I did was I did find a secret. And it even came up and told me I found a secret. Because it does keep track of everything, like every little spell you get, and every enemy you kill, and all the passives you get, it keeps track of them. So that you can see them, like, you know, here's your logbook of all the things you've unlocked. And that's really cool. It shows you just how much you've done, and as you unlock more things, you know, the start can be more interesting because you'll start starting with things like that. You know, it's that kind of traditional roguelike, more traditional modern roguelike experience that you come to expect from things like Gungeon or something, where you unlock some guns and now you're going to find them earlier, that kind of stuff. But the coolest thing I did was I found like a mega secret. It didn't even appear in my little book. It was a mega secret. I ended up at the side of the map, and I was like, cool, I've never been to like the edge of the map before. And there was a big lava pit, and I was thinking, oh, this must be the edge. And then I was like, well, you know, I still have that water bottle, and this was a mud bottle this time. And I was like, I wonder if I can get across the lava. I tried flying across it. You can't, you know, you only have so much flight, so I couldn't get all the way over there. But I could throw that mud down, and the coolest thing to me in this game is all the pixels are simulated, so you can incinerate them. I should have said this at the beginning. You can incinerate them, all the water will flow around, the fire will burn things up. Kind of like, I think it is Terraria, where the water is simulated, so you can pop the thing beneath it and the water will flow down. Well, imagine that, but it's everything in this game. All the pixels are defined as materials, and some of them will burn, some of them will move. You can melt through them. Different attacks will do it. So I could get across the lava by throwing some of my mud water down, and it would create a little platform for me on the lava. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. This game, I'm dying every 2 seconds, whatever. I'll just try this, see what happens. And I was able to get across the lava, and then I found like a super secret, and I got all the way across. It was like this cool area, and there was like these little lore tidbit things, and there was a big thing on an altar, and I picked it up, and it said, you got the big thing. I never knew what it did. It never seemed to do anything. Nothing happened. It said I got it, unlocked it, and then I got 5 things. I couldn't do anything with the 5 things, and I never saw that the unlock did anything except in my little unlock page, it said 1 secret found. But I did it, and and it spawned a boss, and I was like, what? And the boss just totally destroyed me, of course, in like 2 seconds. But it was really cool to have that exploration experience and find something fun and rewarding for it. Well, actually, just fun. The rewards, as far as I could tell, were non-existent. I don't know what anything does in the game. So, I mean, what is Captain like? Captain likes action, Captain likes exploration. I like Metroidvanias. And that's what it was to me. I was like, why wouldn't I just be playing a Metroidvania where I get the good parts of this, but not the parts I'm not liking? Because the actual gameplay combat wasn't too interesting to me, because I never got anywhere where like I had really cool things to shoot, and half the time I was just dying to everything, and it was really hard to tell where my character was to make sure I wasn't landing anything that was going to kill me, or getting hit by the projectiles, because there was just stuff everywhere. And so the gameplay itself wasn't doing much for me. because it's more about mixing the wands, not necessarily about. Well, I didn't get to the gameplay part. The gameplay part about moving around and shooting was just not getting to me. It wasn't appealing to me. I wasn't having a lot of fun with it, and to me, it seemed like the fun part would be getting a cool wand, and I just never could get that far. I didn't feel, I didn't key with the exploration because I felt like it was just too punishing. I felt like the whole game was just too punishing. I didn't really get to feel like I discovered anything because there's no information ever. So I would find new things, but I didn't know what they would do, or I couldn't use them, and then I would die, and then they were gone before I could really test them. They're just right. The things that I like, I just didn't get out of the game. Right. I would be better served with the Metroidvania. I would love to see the tech, the pixel tech, in something like a Metroidvania. I mean, I guess Terraria is essentially that, um, but less. It's not quite that, and the tech isn't as advanced. Um, I don't know. I mean, they still update Terraria. Maybe it is now, to be honest. But having every pixel simulated so you could play around with it, that's pretty cool. That's like really cool tech. I'd love to see some of that kind of stuff in a game that's more suited to my taste, like a Metroidvania. Is there anything else super relevant I should say? Like I said, I had a particularly bad time. Um, I did not enjoy it. I could not figure out what you were supposed to do to have fun. I think that's what it is. I've played a lot of hard games. I've played a lot of you know, off the wall innovative games that, I've played a lot of different genres. I've played a lot of I like things that I've never seen before. But this game, so it's not like, oh, I only play shooters and it's not a shooter, so I didn't have fun. No, it's that this game, surprising to even myself, I could not figure out what I was supposed to do to have the fun. It seemed like the only thing that was fun to me was mixing and matching the wands and spells, and you only did that in like certain, only in between the gameplay. And then once I got the cool, like even if I got a cool wand, it's not like I had too great a time using it because um, I would just die too easily, or I had trouble. It wouldn't be like perfect and get the enemy where I needed, or I'd kill the enemy but accidentally shoot an explosive barrel that lit the whole world on fire, or the enemy would shoot poison at me and then I'd be poisoned. I wouldn't get to use the wand because I had to switch to the water bottle and try to get rid of it. Right. I had a pretty bad time. I probably won't play it again. But look, if you look, I'm going to tell you, people love this game, and if you look at the Steam reviews are one of the best things you can do, particularly if you go read them and figure out why people are saying what they're saying. Most reviews are like, I hate this game, thumbs up, or this game's way too hard and I died at everything, thumbs up. This game's insane and it took me 10 hours to not feel like I was total trash at it. I love it. So it's like the people it's appealing to are the people who like this kind of thing. And I can't say that no one likes that because there's tons of, it's like overwhelmingly positive. This is a niche game for people who really like um you know discovering things through chaotic death and wild abandon, and eventually becoming masters of really obscure complex systems. Right, if that's appealing to you, you're like, yo. And it's like a wizard simulator, right? I mean, I guess that's what wizards do. They read tomes and try to put together crazy stuff and learn stuff, learn the forbidden knowledge and figure out how it works. So maybe it's the best wizard simulator it's ever been. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Um all right, I think the video has been long enough because I don't know what else. I could probably think of other things to say. But yeah, that's I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to give you my first impressions. I kind of wanted to try out this little video thing that I thought of. Let me know if you like that, or you just want to see my face, or it's not, the production value's too low. Just edit it in or don't do it. You know what I mean? Um, Maybe I'll try it some more. But but I did want to talk about it because it's interesting, and I think it's valuable to talk about first experiences and first impressions. And I really like trying new things, and I wanted to talk about it. And it actually blew me away that I just couldn't figure out how to play it. That's really rare for me. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't, but I really could not figure out what to do to have fun. Like Dark Souls was hard and I had trouble with it, but I kind of understood what I was supposed to do. Even when I was learning, I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't understand this at all. I need to do it differently." I'm doing a Dark Souls playthrough right now. I'm not just referencing everything to Dark Souls. It's like I'm currently playing the game. It was hard and esoteric, but I kind of was like, "All right, well, I need to learn how to do this, and then I'll be able to overcome this challenge." I have no idea what I need to learn in this game. There's no clear directive. There's no goal for me to find. There's just, it's all obscurity. So if that's your thing, like you missed the rogue part of roguelikes, you might check this game out. You would probably like it. But all right, I said I'm gonna end this several times. I just need to end it. But that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on my first experience with Noita. I probably will not have future thoughts unless I just have a death wish one day and need more suffering in my life. So that's probably as far as my first, wherever my thoughts will ever get, was the first impressions. So now you have them. Hopefully they're useful or interesting to you. And that's all I got for today. Ended up being kind of a long video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, a wonderful rest of whatever you're doing, and I will see you around. Good night, goodbye. But what if it's morning, Captain?